Well, with the rise of ChatGPT, schools and universities around the world are asking, should artificial intelligence be allowed?
Now, 8 schools in South Australia are launching a trial that will see schools incorporate AI into their learning. For more, we're joined by South Australian Education, Training and Skills Minister Blair Boyle, as well as Mitcham Girls High School Principal Rosie Henky in Adelaide. Thank you both for your time. Blair, I want to start with you. How will this program work?
So we are trialling a new bot, essentially, or an app that the Education Department here in South Australia has actually put together exclusively with Microsoft. So in some ways it'll work like those bots that we know, like ChatGPT, except all the data is locked into the app. There are a whole heap of other safety measures that we've put in place, like a content filter, for instance, to make sure that what is in there is appropriate and that any personal data that the students who are using the bot insert into the app stays there and doesn't become part of the broader AI sort of ecosystem. So we're trying to make sure that we can teach kids how to use AI safely because in my mind, AI is here whether you like it or you don't like it. We have to make sure our kids know how to use it safely, and if we have kids graduating from the education system here in South Australia with no idea about how to use AI safely, then I think that's a fail mark for us.
Blair, devil's advocate for a second, at a time when the US, the UK and Australia is already looking at ways to limit the amount of AI, you're pressing ahead with it. How do you ensure some of those things you've put in place are going to be effective and there aren't going to be breaches? How do you ensure that?
Well, that's the good thing about us having our own app, and it's a very fair question, but that's why we've designed our own app and our own bot with Microsoft so that we actually have control of the app, we have control of the data in there, and we can do all that verification and checking for content to make sure it is working and the kids are losing stuff. So I totally understand how people feel about AI. It is a huge change, but we've been through these arguments about every piece of technological development that we've had in my lifetime, whether it's scientific calculators or the PC or the internet. I remember the arguments when I was at high school about Wikipedia was going to be the end of the world because kids were going to copy stuff. But we can't bury our head in the sand and pretend these things are just going to go away because they're not. We have to teach kids how to do it safely and properly.
Yeah, I guess, Rosie, one of the concerns is that the advancement of AI might actually outpace the advancements that the South Australian government is making, for example, with its app. I mean, that's a real issue that we're all facing across the globe right now. How have you seen AI so far change classrooms?
Well, I think what we need to really understand is that our students can access AI wherever they go and 24/7. So in terms of how it actually is changing our classrooms, I guess that's why the trial is happening, so we can learn about how we can, best skill our students to be able to, use AI safely, effectively, but also to be critical and creative thinkers. And, AI will give them information, but they still need to be able to know whether that information is valid, and they need to be able to use it in a way, that is valid within their writing. And we have tools in our schools that, we can use to see if students are, using referencing. Yeah. So, I know the concept of plagiarism has come up, but, that's certainly something that we've got to skill our students to be able to use the referencing properly so that, they are using AI effectively within their writing.
How are parents with it all?
I think that it's a really interesting question because parents are a bit like us. I mean, some parents are a little bit sceptical, some parents are a little bit scared, but a lot of parents are really excited. Parents know that we get to know their students and they trust the fact that, we're going to be able to skill students to be able to use AI effectively and safely. At the end of the day, our students are entering a world which is transforming rapidly. And if we don't introduce AI and we don't give them the skills to be able to use AI, then I think that we're going to disempower our students when they enter the workforce.
Yeah, it's an interesting point and a really interesting debate. I mean, you don't want your kids being guinea pigs in an environment where things can go wrong, but I think as a progressive move, it'll be so fascinating to see the results. Good on you guys. It'd be lovely to stay in touch with you and see how it goes.
Yeah, track that for sure.